Ryan Duke.
Here.
David Hitchcock.
Here.
William Wainwright.
Here.
Jordan Corbin. Lolita Barron.
Present.
Okay. We need approval for the minutes from our last hearing.
Motion to approve the April minutes.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the minutes from our last hearing. Can we swear in our witnesses?
You're going to testify. Can you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Make sure your phones are off or on silent. And the understanding of each person's time here. Our first case is on page 2. Are we going to do that? Take that.
I do not know. You can ask if you want.
Okay. On page 2, in the middle of the page, last 4 is 1977. Address is 1238 Sydney Avenue. Eduardo Jimenez and Juan Jimenez is representing. It say owners Randall Gooseby, but those are the people. And the enforcement officer is Alex Gomez.
Alex Gomez, City of Lakeland Code Enforcement, case numbers LCE 14-01977. The address is 1238 Sydney Avenue. The owner listed is Randolph Gooseby. Violations Ordinance 3371, Section 902. Regulation for open, unsecured, and unoccupied building. The date of violation was 4/4/2014. On 9/24/2019, reconsideration for this case was denied. The city recommends that the fine be reduced to 10%, which is $8,130, plus administrative costs of $618.51, for a total of $8,748.51 to be paid for by 5/24/2023. Revert back to the original amount. There was 25 inspections and 8 hearings on this case.
Okay. State your name for the hearing, please. You too.
Hello. We have
State your name for the hearing.
Juan Jimenez and
Eduardo Jimenez.
Okay.
Okay, this is my son. He helped me for translator.
Okay.
I have a copy of the case. I can give it to you for you understand the explain. Please.
Okay.
Everybody.
Yes, you can give it.
Give it to him.
Yeah, you can put it on the camera. She can put it on the camera up here. I'll do it. And maybe for Jared. Oh, you got, oh, okay. I thought I only had a couple of keys. We can share if we need to. We got to share.
This one is.
Reduced.
Yeah, second one.
I am respectfully presenting my case to you, and I hope you can understand me through the explanation. For the first case, the initial debt was $36,150. The city collected $6,836.76 and applied this payment, leaving the debt at $29,313.24.
Speak a little louder, okay?
The second case is $81,300. As absurd, in the invoices, the 2 cases are a total of $110,613. And I want everyone to flip to the second page where it shows the 2 invoices.
decirle que el primer invoice es del primer caso,
The first invoice is from the first case,
el segundo es del segundo caso.
and the second one is from the second case.
Okay. El tercero es la suma de los dos casos.
And the third invoice is the sum up of both cases.
Is that the check at the bottom?
I'm sorry?
You said the third was what?
Is the sum up of both invoices.
So 111, or
Él puede ver que esto sale la suma de... Dile que el segundo.
It shows that the both invoices add up to the third one. The prices.
111,000
100,
or 19?
is the price is, is total
Yeah.
is
100.
100, 6, 13, 24 cents. This account, this is the balance, the one case plus the second case is the balance is this 110,633.24 cents.
If I may.
You can see in this.
Just, excuse me, if I could just speak for a moment, just to try to clarify. Sonny Marshall, Code Enforcement Manager for the City of Lakeland. I have a email from Finance Customer Billing to explain the different case numbers, what the balances are, and what was applied to them. I'll read it, and then I'll put it in the overhead. I think that would help with following with what Mr. Jimenez is trying to explain.
Okay.
Case number that we're here for is LCE 14-01977. Has not been paid and is still outstanding. The only cases that were paid were case number ending in 3300, an amount of $1,603.37. This was paid by tax deed surplus. And case ending in 7768, in the amount of $1,322.70 was paid by him. And that's what we have a copy of, his check invoice. We can also put this on the overhead. Then at the August 27, 2019 hearing, case ending in 1124 was dismissed because we applied the remainder of the tax deed surplus of $6,836.76 to this case, and they wiped away the remaining amount of the case ending in 1124, which was $29,313.24.
What do you mean wiped away?
There are 5 different cases that are being referenced by Mr. Jimenez, but the only case that's on the agenda is the LCE 14-01977.
Which
And
you still do.
which is still due, and that is what Officer Gomez had recommended to be reduced.
Okay.
Okay? I believe that Mr. Jimenez is trying to explain that he made payment
On the other ones.
and that and the tax surplus went towards other cases, not this case. Okay? But if you'd like to see the response from Finance Customer Billing, I can put that on the overhead.
Is that
and that's
relevant to what we're doing today?
No,
No.
So same property, different cases?
different cases.
Okay.
Well, I'd rather.
So there was a tax surplus that was applied, but not to this case.
Okay.
Sorry, I understand it's 2 cases. It's different case, I understand. But you see, the third invoice is plus 2 case. It's not one.
That's
It's
last
2
one.
case in the third.
The third invoice.
This one right here.
Yes, esa es la suma de los dos.
That third invoice is the add up of the 2 other cases.
Right.
Cuando llegamos al acuerdo, dile,
When we got to the agreement,
nos hicieron una reducción
they did a reduction
debido a que la ciudad había recolectado 6,000
due to the city collecting 6,000
From the tax deed surplus.
on the tax.
El que es ente de la corte. Fuera de esos 6,000, hemos pagado 1,300, se pagaron 1,322,70.
And which we paid 1,322.
In that
total de
case,
8,000.
that case that he's referring to, that he paid to, was a reduction and was the administrative cost only for another case,
Okay,
not this case.
okay. So does he understand, I just want to make sure, this case today is a different case than than these cases?
You understand, but okay, but you can see, I pay all 8,159 for administration.
Yeah, between the 6 and the 1,300. Yeah.
Only the city is done, not contractor for demolition, for nothing, no, only is administrative expenses. I paid that for,
Okay.
okay? So let me finish. Sigue leyendo lo que uno quiere leyendo las conclusiones. Ya leíste esta?
Ms. Marshall,
Yes.
are you saying that there was a reconsideration hearing in 2019? Is that?
In
What's the
2019.
agreement that he's referring to with the city?
There, in 2019, case ending in 11/24, a tax deed surplus was applied to that amount, and that covered the reduced amount, I believe. There was another case that totaled $110,613.24, and we reduced that to administrative costs only, and he paid that by check. So he is speaking of payments he made, but they all had different dispositions and findings.
I'm just trying to understand why we reduced, when we do a reduction and there's multiple cases on one property, why wouldn't we address all the cases at
I'm
the
not sure
same time?
that was done probably because of what the timeline the cases came, either at their deadline or had been post-CEB.
I see what you're saying.
Where the fine was imposed. So I'm not sure if, and that's what it sounds like to me, that these cases came before the board at different times. And Mr. Jimenez acquired this property in 2018. So from 2018, this has been the standing of these cases. And 3 years later, he's before you now.
So Jared, you're saying, why wasn't this case a part of the agreement before? Because when reconsiderations are brought to us, all the properties in violation come
I
before
mean, it's
us.
confusing for us now. I mean, it seemed, having multiple cases and then it can't go back and change it, obviously, but
Yeah.
it would have been ideal to deal with everything at one time rather than here we are dealing with another
And I'm
case.
not aware of all the factors that were considered
Yeah.
in reducing it at that time. But it was explained to Mr. Jimenez, and it sounds like possibly, what he's trying to present to you is to show you where he did make payments,
But on other cases.
but on other cases.
So, again, is that applicable to this?
Only because,
Yo les pido una ayuda.
Well, I think it's applicable because we're talking about the same property.
yeah.
And whether or not it's in compliance or not, I mean, is the property in compliance today? Or are there other cases apart from the one that's on the agenda today?
It's because this one was 2014, and the cases that he paid were,
He signed summary for the other cases.
yeah, when he took over the property.
Es claro que son dos casos,
That it's clear that these are two cases,
pero también es claro que en el tercero están los dos casos diferentes sumados.
but it's clear that in the third one, they're both summed up. Both of these, the two on top, are summed up into the bottom one.
Right.
Y
But
al final al final de esa invoice,
And the end of the invoice,
que está en la copia que ustedes tienen,
yeah.
that's in the copy that you guys have.
Pueden leer
You can read that.
que se llegó al acuerdo del pago de 1.332 en ese invoice donde están sumados los dos casos.
That there was an agreement that it would be paid at 1,000 and
Okay.
When they
So
said-
apparently there was a reconsideration filed in 2019, but it was denied because no one showed up for the hearing.
Does your email from the finance department address what Mr. Jimenez is saying
I'll put it on
about the
over.
sum?
Or at least the different cases and what amounts have been paid?
Sorry, I'm going to a meeting in the office, and in the office, the person, this number, the right number, is the person who the speed. You can say in the here in the invoice, somebody put the number in the hand. I speak with this person. He say me okay, and I pay. He say me don't need to go to this hearing because I do disagree.
Oh, okay.
He did sign some redisposition in the past for other cases, but I had Crystal put the email from Finance Customer Billing up so that you can see the explanation of where the payments went.
¿Para qué fecha?
So that brings us to where we are now, so.
I don't know what this the day from this
The date on,
because
what is the date on that?
because the first case is in the 2014, the second case is in 2016, and the third is in 2018. In 2018, I'm going to the department, city department, and speak with the person and do this agreement for all balance. And I don't, you understand this, the city is collect 6,000 and more when is for 2 cases is very expensive for.
Yeah.
I need you help. I wanted you help me in this problem because.
So,
it's
yeah,
ve-
so one case was paid with 1,600 from the tax deed surplus. Second was paid by you, 1,322. The third was the remainder of the surplus and applied to that, which took out the $29,000 fine. So that's 3 cases.
Now it's 2 cases. Now it's 2 cases, and he put 3. Is the third is a plus 1. The first case and the second case is the third. Is not. The third is both cases.
Oh, it's additional, it's additional. It was added on later to the same case. Is that what you're saying?
Que fue añadido.
Sí, al mismo todos los casos.
But the same case.
What's he trying to say? What's he disputing?
I think he's saying that he's been fined enough and doesn't feel like he should be.
Well, I think he's
But it's
saying
not
that
disputing the 80,000.
this invoice
The
from
old case. Dile que
the
todos
one
los casos son
that's,
administrativos.
All cases are administrative.
Cost, yeah.
You understand? It's
This was-
case 8,000. For all case, I paid 8,159.
Oh.
Because receipt from the tax deed, receipt 6,836 and 76 cents. Plus the check is 800. Esta es la primera. I pay for the administration fee, pay everything 8,000. I need help me because it's very much for only administrative, and it's clear. Is in the third is the both case. So sorry, I understand it's not clear, it's not good, but it's not my not I. dile que no fui yo el que yo estoy tratando de solucionarlo.
Okay, sir, okay, you understand that the money that you paid is for the other two cases, not the case that we're here for today. The case that we're here for today still is owed. According to the letter there, it says that it has not been paid and still outstanding. It was 3 different cases.
No, you can see that,
Five total.
5 cases.
you can see that the 3 and the 3 invoice
5
is
total cases.
plus the case. All cases plus.
All but this one.
Yes, you don't have any more
There's
case?
4 cases.
Okay.
There's 4 cases.
4 total.
Right.
So we see, I see 3 different numbers here, and then this one that is in front of us now. Is that correct? The 3 numbers reflected in the email. So ending in 3300, ending in 7768, and then ending in 21124, right? So those are 3. This is the 4th case in front of us, yeah.
So there's no,
Dile-
he still owes
¿cuánto valen
the
esos
$80,000.
Yes, he's still over
So
there.
what's the discussion?
Yes. You still owe
this is-
for this case that we're here for
And
today.
everything else is just
Now,
¿Cuánto valen los
superfluous.
casos?
I mean,
And that's the case that
Done the notes.
Officer Gomez recommended a reduction for
Right, for 10%.
10%.
What is the
What does that
cost
mean?
of the 4 cases?
So
No, that's not, we're talking about, I'd like to take it down to the case that's in hand. The other stuff doesn't really
I
affect
can't-
what we're doing now.
because they're all closed.
I can show you the second case.
I don't, I think we're spending time on things that
okay.
don't affect this case, so.
El-
So you need to talk about the 80,000 that's there that you owe, and what do you want to do with that?
Okay,
And don't talk about the other, because it doesn't matter.
I can tell you, the case is 1977, yeah? This case.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
The second invoice is for this case.
but it's not.
The second,
About invoices,
you can,
I move staff recommendation. I mean,
Mr. Jimenez, you provided 3 invoices today, 3 invoices. The first invoice, if you look at the number at the top, is 150,89306. This is the one that has a total amount due of $37,000. It has 2 different cases on it in the list. Okay? And then you go to the next invoice.
Okay,
It's,
can I interrupt? It actually has 1 case number. Back then, we used to have action file numbers and case numbers, so it's actually just 1 case. If you're looking at the current invoice detail, the 2013-0596, it goes with the 1124.
Oh, okay.
It's all 1.
This invoice was satisfied by the tax deed
Yes.
surplus.
Yep.
Yes.
Even though it was only $6,000 in tax deed surplus and the total was,
That was it. And then-
37,000.
Then we dismissed the 29.
and then the next invoice that you provide is for the case that is on the agenda today.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
And that's says the total amount due is
Go to this page.
$119,000.
That's the second page.
The current amount is $81,300.
So he's saying that the combined 81,000 and the difference 29,313 was then issued another invoice that said all that total, all you do is 1322, which then there's a check made out to 1322 based on, it looks like this invoice.
Right.
Understanding that it wasn't,
Later invoice that
Yeah.
had a current amount due that was $1,300.
and then he paid it.
Right.
And so he does,
Go back there.
it does look like he's square based on these invoices, even though he didn't pay to a case number. He did pay to this invoice the way, what is due.
He paid the one that's dated 11/29/2018. The current amount was 13/22/70.
Yeah.
That was from the invoice, from the case that was heard. He paid that one. That was reduced down from 139,000.
Yeah.
The one that is dated 2/3/2014, the current amount due
We
was
can't
36.
hear. Hold on a moment. We trying to hear
The
what.
current amount due was $36,150. That was dismissed due to a tax surplus, and we dismissed the remaining that was due. We dismissed that at a hearing.
Yeah.
So if you go to the last invoice, the one for 2016, it has the $81,300 that is still due, because nothing's been paid on it at all.
You can see in the second invoice when you have there, you see that the details, it say this number, this case number, say the price. This case, the price is $81,030. Okay, this case is plus in the third invoice. You can see it's the same case. You can say the number, the case here in the second invoice, and you can say in the third invoice, the plus with this case. Yes, you can say it's 181,300 plus 29 is 110,000. That is the third. You can see in the second say, this is the number of the case. In the second, let me put the second invoice. Please.
So here's
Let me 1 second, please. I have my paper.
yeah.
Okay.
So they-
only the second. Only the.
Just this one?
No. Let me go ahead.
Can we make a motion to total this, to table this until next month till they get their paperwork together?
I don't know who doesn't have their paperwork together.
You can say
Well,
in this invoice.
if I
Look
could,
at
sir,
this.
Wait.
If I may, I don't want to make an issue. I know you think this is just about the case, but that's on the agenda, and I agree with that. But there's dates on the invoices.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
The date on the first invoice is 2014, and it says what the current amount due is. And then the most recent invoice that is 2018, and that's the one that says that the current amount due is $1,300. And so to me, that this is confusing, and I would like to hear from someone from finance, or Tammy can explain it, but she's the clerk for the board. She really shouldn't be.
Renee is telling me that when each case gets a separate invoice. So you have to look at what the current amount is. So if you look at the current amount on the one for the $36,150, that was for that invoice. And if you looked at the one for $13,2270, that was just for that invoice. It's not saying that's how much he owes for that invoice. It's listing each individual invoice.
Sorry. Look in this case. The number.
I think. So what do you recommend we do? We spent 30 minutes on this, and we're not getting close.
Right. I would like to look at it myself, if that's okay. If we could postpone it, I'd like to look into it and speak with someone in finance, and then we can come back next month. And then once I feel like I understand it, then I can hopefully explain it to the board, and you can all feel comfortable about what the decision is.
Okay, so there was a motion that died for lack of a second, right?
So
You can make, I was saying, so are we good to make another motion? And you can do it, Mr. Chairman.
give me only 1 second permit for a speak. No.
Just let us, so I move that we table this until next,
Yeah, so continue to
that next month's meeting.
Second.
It has been motioned to continue this case until next month's hearing. Motion by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Ms. Varian. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned
Okay.
to extend it.
Only I want to speak a little bit.
No,
We through.
we're done.
We through.
It's
You
been
come back next week.
postponed. It'll be on the agenda next month at the next month's board hearing.
Which
I'm going to
gets-
look into it. I'm going to speak with the folks in finance, and we'll come back next month, and we'll address it at that time.
You know, we'll look at the receipts a little closer, and that way we can make a better judgment, okay?
And Mr. Jimenez,
Thank you so much.
yeah, we want to make sure that he's paying what he needs to pay and not paying more than he needs to, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
It's correct. It's correct. Thank you so much. Sorry for.
No, it's
No
okay,
problem,
it's okay.
No problem.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
We'll
day.
figure it out. Jared will figure it out.
Okay. Next case is on page 3, second down, last four numbers 6610, address is 1712 Bayview Drive. The owners are Kelly Joseph McKenzie, Latricia Kelly, and the code enforcement officer is Angela Kaiser.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 19-06610, address is 1712 Bayview Drive. Owners are listed as Joseph McKenzie Kelly and Latricia Y. Kelly. Violations of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307.4 for care of premises, open storage, and junk. Date of the violation was September 4th, 2019. And after, let's see, with the February 26, 2022 order being to dismiss the case upon the payment of $23,950. There were 34 inspections total in this case. At this time, the city would recommend to reduce that amount to 10%, which is $2,395, at the administrative cost of $683.88 for a total of $3,078.88 to be paid by May 24th, 2023, or it would revert back to the original amount.
State your name for the hearing.
Joseph Kelly.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
Some of those pictures aren't even my property.
Okay. It says you owe $683.88 for administrative costs for a total of $3,078.88. What do you have to say about that?
What do I have to say about that? The only issue I had with that was that every time I called to handle the business or find out what I needed to change or fix at the property, I would either get an issue with just cut the grass or something like that was told to me, or I would not be able to get in touch with the officer of hand because they kept switching the officer or they were retired or something of that nature. So it was hard to find out what was needed to be changed or done at the property. So I don't get that in a letter. All I get is that there's a violation. So I'm calling in, I'm trying to rectify the situation, but I'm not getting the information that I need. And this is just dragging on and dragging on and dragging on. And there's $50 a day, $50 a day, every day. And I'm calling and I'm not getting the proper information. So if I can just get, I don't want to say that I wasn't totally in violation because maybe I was, but I don't know what those violations were.
Right, so we're looking right now, the inspections. Oh, we were.
Address where you got the letter.
Yeah, so they want you to see what so care of premises, this is the description of what was not in, or what was in violation at the time. So it's a lot there, but those are all the things that could have been seen on the property and then could present your property in violation.
Okay.
As far as what could be taken care of, I would like to see if there were requests for inspections that,
This is a case from 2019
Oh, okay.
that,
Yeah, I saw the last one.
that we usually don't rehash, we just talk about fines.
Yeah, because it's closed out, basically.
Yeah, I know we rectified the situation after I got with Ms. Kaiser. She helped me a lot. But the problem was she wasn't always the administrator or the one that was checking the property. It's been 3 or 4 different code enforcement officers that I've been dealing with. and every time I try to get with one, they either left your office or they don't work for the board anymore or something's going on. So you call in, and I call downtown or the one over there by Coleman Bush Building, and they're telling me, hey, just cut the grass, there's nothing wrong.
So since this fine is since 2019, the total amount is $3,078.88, and it needs to be paid by next year. Are you able to pay that, or are you asking for something to be done, or
Can we get a reduction further than that, or is that the best we can do?
is that what you're asking us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what we needed to hear, something like that, because
Yes,
the
ma'am.
fine is already there.
Okay.
Okay. Board.
How many different people have had this case?
A few.
How many different officers have been on the case?
Daniel Povey, Chris
So I
Berry,
can see,
Alex
As
Gomez.
far as the sign in the area, I see myself, Chris, Dan,
Christian Berry.
Christian.
Yeah.
So it looks like 4 different officers, 3 before I took it about 2 months ago.
So,
And
Ms.
how
Kaiser,
long,
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
how long did it take for him to bring it into compliance?
When I got there, I contacted him and he met with me on site. We discussed it and he had it taken care of within, what, a week or 2?
Yeah, not even that long.
Yeah,
A couple days.
it was relatively quick.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole issue, just not knowing what to do. You're dealing with different officers, you can't get in touch with them. You call in the office and they're saying nothing's wrong, just cut grass or something that simple, and you do it. And then you get another letter 6 months later saying, hey, you owe $10,000 now. And then 6 months later, now you owe $20,000. And you're like, well, what needs to be done?
Okay.
Does the letter tell you what the violation is?
Yeah, that's what she showed.
You may get one letter like that, but all of them don't say the violation. They just say you're in violation and what you owe. You don't get the same letter saying, and it's not specific. It's this may need to be done. It's kind of vague.
So to clarify, this was cited as a grounds case for open storage and overgrowth. And what can happen is when a case gets opened, it can be, there can be a list of, please correct this. And they might correct this, but they may put something else out there that's also prohibited. And that leaves their case open. So if they don't have it all corrected at the same time and have the officer come out and check it, it just carries over and over and over.
I move we reduce it to 5% plus administrative cost.
Second.
He's
that's
not
gonna make it
gonna,
how much?
he's not gonna do the math for you. He's gonna make you do it. So
Is it 11,190?
You said 11,900?
Yeah.
Or 11, or 1190, I think.
so I got 11,000,
No,
or sorry,
1,190.
Yeah. don't do that.
$1,197.50.
97?
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Plus the administrative
plus
cost.
683.88. So that's 1881.38.
That's reasonable. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Wait,
So let me check, just double check.
1197.50.
I
Administrative
got
practice leaving us out here.
1873.88.
1881.38.
That's what I've got.
That's what I got.
Well, which one is it?
1,190 plus 683.88.
Oh, I didn't get 190.
Oh, what did you get?
1197.50.
1,197.50.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Plus a 683.88.
Well, I don't do the math.
Yeah, because obviously we got it taken care of. That's
Figured out.
Yeah.
Too much
Yes.
math
For a
today.
total of 1881.38.
It's too much math. We're needing an accountant on the board.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, it has been, motioned by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Mr. Duke, to reduce the amount to 5%, which will make it 1,800,
Nope. Well, yeah.
yeah, $1,881.38 total. That includes the cost of court. And do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 So it has been motioned.
And to clarify, that's paid by May 24th, 2023. Okay.
It has been motioned and approved to accept a 5% reduction to $1,881.38 to be paid by May 24th of 2023. So you have 1 year to pay that.
That's
okay?
fine, that's acceptable.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
You guys have a blessed day.
You too. Our next case is on page 5, at the top of the page. Last four is 8578. The address is 3523 Cleveland Heights Boulevard. Angela Alvarez, Code Enforcement Officer Daniel Sheets.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. This is case number LCE 19-08578 for 3523 Cleveland Heights Boulevard. The owner is, help me with the pronunciation of this.
Miss Ladies Perez.
Miss Ladies Perez Torres. Violation was for Ordinance 3947 for roof structurally maintained. Date of violation was on November 15th of 2019. The order was given on April 26th of 2022 that the case be continued to May 24th, 22, which is now. A summary was taken for this case on January 8th of 2021, plus the continuance. The case is still out of compliance. The Affidavit of Non-Compliance was filed on April 9th of 2021. So now it's the city's recommendation that a $30 a day fine be imposed effective April 9th of 2021.
Okay, state your name for the hearing. Each person that's speaking, state your name.
Yo, Miss Ladies Perez. Angela Alvarez.
Okay. You have heard the officer, a fine of $30 per day. What do you have to say about that?
¿Qué tiene que decir sobre lo que él dice de $30 por día? Que realmente yo no puedo pagar ese dinero, o al menos porque mi esposo es el único que trabaja. ¿De dónde voy a sacar yo el dinero si yo tengo 2 niñas y pues, de dónde? She's saying she really wouldn't be able to pay that much money since her husband is the only one that works at home, and she has 2 kids, which is me and my baby sister.
Is there any, have you done anything to correct the violation?
Yes, we're right now currently fighting with our insurance. Our lawyers are, and actually tomorrow they're gonna have a meeting to come to an agreement for it.
I think that's where we were at last time. I don't remember. Have you come before us? Did you come before us last time?
Yeah, 3 years ago, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Sheets, the agenda says that the order reflected that the case would be continued.
This case has been continued a couple times.
Yeah.
The summary was actually taken on January 8th of 21. This was Dennis Browning's old case. I kind of picked it up last month when he retired. But the date of the violation actually was in 2019. So it has been, let's see.
That was all I
A
was wondering.
year plus.
Summary judgment then, or a summary was taken and the deadline was agreed to?
Yeah.
In that summary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was over a year ago, just on the summary.
Right.
And then plus, there's been multiple continuances for the case. So, yeah.
Okay. Board?
So since there is the $30 per day, which is effective only through the summary, they
Yeah, it's going to be retroactive clear to April 9th of 2021.
right.
You ready for a motion?
Still gonna take a while. Fix it.
Is there a date at the top of this
What's the
letter?
date at that?
Yeah, October 21st.
October 21, 25.
I believe this is the reason Mr. Browning had so many continuances, is
Yeah.
because of the insurance problem.
I vaguely remember hearing the case at least once. Oh, It's the same in the letter.
Same one, okay.
I mean, it's a different date, but it's the same. There's no added information.
Continue that fine, and if she does, she come back.
The only thing I would say about continuing is that it doesn't necessarily buy her time. All that's going to be different if we continue it is maybe her insurance company will come to an agreement, but the roof would still not be fixed in the amount of time unless we continue it for.
No, we're gonna recommend. what the
recommend.
board said.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
And it's going to continue accruing fines because it is still out of
Yeah,
compliance.
yeah. Okay, I'm good with that.
I make a motion, we accept the staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Varian, second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation of $30 per day fine effective 4/9/2021. When you get everything taken care of, since you said you have a meeting tomorrow, when you get everything taken care of, then get with Mr. Sheets, and then you can possibly come back to us and see if something can be done about the fines at that time, okay?
Okay.
So basically, at every step, whenever you make progress, just let him know so that we can be kept in the loop and.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Thank you. God bless. God bless.
Uh-huh. Our second case is right below it. Last four numbers, 1142. The address is 509 Kensington Street. The owners are Tate Deborah Lynn, Code Enforcement Officer Daniel Sheets.
Same page.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 21-01142. That's 509 Kensington Street. The owner is Deborah Lynn Tate. The violation is Ordinance 3947 for accessory structures. Date of violation was on February 26th of 2021. The order was given on April 26th that the case be continued to May 24th's Code Enforcement Board hearing. Affidavit of Non-Compliance was filed on April 11th of 2022, and pictures on May 17th of 2022 showed that the violation still exists. Also, for this case, there was a summary signed for 120 days on December 7th of 21. So, once again, this is one that would be retroactive. So the city's recommendation would be a $30 a day fine effective April 10th of 2022.
Okay. State your name for the hearing, ma'am.
Deborah Tate.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
For starters, they started on it yesterday. I finally got, this is my third attempt with a contractor since last year. It's very difficult to get one and then get them to do what they need to do. But anyway, the side door is being installed today. The old garage door itself was removed yesterday. Overhead door is supposed to be at my home on Thursday to replace that with a new one. And everything should be taken care of at that point.
That's great.
Okay. Board.
I make a motion that we accept the staff's recommendation.
Motion by Ms. Varian,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Hitchcock. Do we have a vote? Mr. Wainwright, do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved to accept the staff's recommendation. So, ma'am, you understand you impose that $30 per day fine effective 4/10 of 2021.
It's actually, there's a typo, it should be 2022.
Yeah, he said that. I just want to make sure.
Okay, 2022. As soon as you get everything taken care of, contact Mr. Sheets, okay?
I will.
So we can get that taken care of.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you need to, then, you know, you
Come back and see
you
us.
can come back and see us, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a nice day.
Thank y'all.
Okay. Our next case is at the bottom on page 10. Last four numbers, 6876. The address is 223 Normandy Street. The owners are Hester P. Collier, and Marita Brown is representing, and the code enforcement officer is Mr. McClellan.
McClellan.
McCullen.
McClellan. Close enough.
Okay.
Charles McClellan, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Lakeland, case number LCE 19-06876 for the address of 223 Normandy Street. Owners are Hester Collier. Violations of Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 305 for exterior walls, roofs, portions. Date of the violation was September 13th of 2019, and it was ordered on February 23rd of 2021 that the respondent shall be fined $30 per day effective June 5th of 2020 until compliance was met. The fine totaled $20,520 for a total of 684 days of non-compliance. The affidavit of compliance was effective April the 20th of 22. The city at this time recommends a reduction to 10% of that original amount, $2,052 plus administrative costs of $613.87 for a total of $2,665.87 to be paid by May 24th of 2023 or revert back to the original amount.
Okay. Ma'am, state your name for the hearing.
Manita Brown.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
The home belonged to my great aunt. She's 87. We knew nothing of this. We've since sold the home because we moved her to assisted living. I'm fine with paying the amount he recommended.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved to accept the staff recommendation. $2,665.87 if paid by May 24th, 2023.
Okay, can I have the bill mailed to a different address? Because we sold that house.
Okay.
We no longer have access to it.
If you can give, check your address.
Okay.
We can add you to the case.
Okay, I'll email it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Our next case is on, what is that?
It's his phone.
Our next case is on page 15, the middle of the page. Last four is 6364. Address is 1006 Baycrest Drive. Felicia P. Jordan. Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser.
Hello.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 21-06364. Address is 1006 Baycrest Drive. Owners listed as Felicia P. Jordan. The violations of Ordinance 4134, Section 1 for derelict vehicle and Ordinance 5425, Section 5.17.3.6 for parking of commercial vehicles and trailers prohibited. Date of the violation was December 17th of 2021, and the May 22nd, 2022 order was that the respondent shall be fined $50 per day effective February 22nd, 2022 until compliance is met. The affidavit of compliance was effective March 29th, 2022 for 30 days of non-compliance with fines totaled at $1,750 after 8 inspections. At this time, the city would request that that amount be reduced to 10%, which is $175, at the administrative cost of $233.91 for a total of $408.91 to be paid by May 24th, 2023, or it would revert back to the original amount.
Thank you. State your name for the hearing.
Felicia Jordan.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
In question was this cargo van, and at the time of receiving the notice, first of all, my mail goes to Tampa, and I'm an over-the-road driver, truck driver, so I never received the notice of coming to court or hearing at all. So when I did return to Florida, I was rushed to the hospital, so I had emergency surgery. But in the midst of all of that, I received my mail, and that's when I received the notice of a hearing. So I contacted, well, she's not here, but I contacted her, and basically it was in concern of the tag that's on this cargo van. I have something from the DMV stating that I have full insurance as well as the registrations for every one of my vehicles. So it's just the point that I was not driving the cargo van, I'm always gone, so I never actually placed the sticker on the van, but I never thought that it would be a problem since I'm not driving it. So I don't understand why I would have to pay a fine for something that I actually had.
But it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. I mean, I assume that a sticker has to be on there in order to drive it on public roads. I didn't know that it would be a problem by sitting in my yard and not having a sticker, because I had the sticker, I just didn't place it on there because I was not driving that vehicle at the time.
So it's in violation if it's not on there.
Mr. Simpson, what's the law on that? Is it?
Well, the way the ordinance is set up is that a derelict vehicle in a yard is against the code, and then not having a sticker on there creates a presumption that it's a derelict vehicle, but it's just a presumption that it's derelict. It's not something that
If she hasn't put it on there, it's not derelict, is it?
Well, presumably it's not derelict if she can put a sticker on it and drive it off the property. But I mean, the officer has no way of knowing.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, I understand, yeah, but from what.
Yeah, and I didn't have a way of, I mean, I never knew that. I mean, I know it's against the law to drive a car without a sticker, but
Right.
I never knew it was against the law to have a car sitting. I mean, I have the tire on there, but I didn't know it was against the law not to actually put the sticker on there. I mean, I was never aware of that.
Is that the only vehicle that was written up?
No, so the commercial parking or commercial vehicle parked on a residential property is in there.
That was for a semi-truck. That was a different vehicle.
Yeah,
It was a semi-truck.
Say again?
That was for a semi-truck.
Yeah.
And she never, the truck was never mentioned. It was just that. And actually, I have that part at a garage.
Motion?
Well, we're gonna look up the letter first.
Do you want me to get the registration so you can see that she had it?
Will it show that it was like kept current, I guess?
Yeah, it's current.
It would show when that decal was issued.
That would be what I was,
And then this is our ordinance
so this
right
is.
here.
Yeah, so this is the letter that you probably saw, but maybe didn't see that the parking of commercial vehicles and trailers prohibited was down there too.
But the date of violation was in 21.
Yeah, she's saying that she just didn't have the sticker on the vehicle. As far as the commercial vehicle being parked there.
That was never mentioned because basically when I come into town, I unload my truck and everything, but other than that, I park it.
Right.
So
it must have been whenever they did an inspection. So it's on the.
Because when she came out and did inspection, she never even mentioned that. It was just
Okay, if it's not there, she's not gonna, but it is on this letter dated 12/17/21 at the very bottom. And Crystal can probably scroll when she gets done looking at the.
This is the notice of violation.
Yeah.
The ordinance is a little bit different. I mean, it says that it's unlawful for any person to park, store, place, or locate any dismantled, disabled, derelict, inoperative, or discarded machinery, vehicles, boats, equipments, or parts of any of the above. So that's the prohibition. And then the ordinance goes on to say that evidence, it says that a vehicle is in violation of this ordinance if it is in a state of evident disuse, neglect, or abandonment. Such evidence may include, but is not limited to, factors such as vehicle being wrecked, inoperative as evidenced by vegetation underneath as high as the body frame, refuse or debris collected underneath, or the vehicle being used totally for storage purposes, being partially dismantled, having no engine or other major visible parts, having dismantled parts, or having no valid or current license tag. So that's what I'm saying. It's not automatically a violation just because you don't have a sticker on there. It's just evidence. If you don't have a sticker, that's considered evidence that that's not an operable vehicle.
Right.
And she came out and I drove it and everything and I parked the bike. So, I mean, because.
You put the sticker on it.
Yeah, and I actually put the sticker on before, and I sent it to her, but she wanted to come out and make sure everything.
Okay.
So
So,
that's the paper right there, showing that 10/21, I had my sticker ever since then.
That purple, it's the effective and the expiration date.
yeah. So, so I get that part. What do we do with the commercial vehicle parked in a residential?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm just trying to figure out what we do with the residential, or the commercial vehicle being parked on residential property.
That part was cleared up long before the van was.
Okay.
So she's here because of the van?
So, well, the fines were imposed because of the van.
And I think y'all had a hearing date, and I didn't come to the hearing because I was in the hospital, I had surgery. So I couldn't, it was after the fact, I couldn't come if I wanted to.
I make a motion, we accept the staff's recommendation.
Yeah, I think it dies for lack of a second. Mr. Hitchcock, I think is going to make a motion.
Well, I move we just do away with the fine and the administrative costs.
Second.
You say do away with the fine and the administrative?
Yes.
Can I just ask for clarification that you're making that motion because you're determining that she was actually in compliance before the deadline? Is that the reason for your motion?
Before the deadline.
For the,
Well, she
had the registration timely.
But as a common person, I don't think. So the fine should not have accrued because she was in compliance.
Can I change? Let me just go to administrative cost only. And that
I'm
way
not trying to persuade
I know,
you
I think, looking at it, she probably should have put the sticker on. We had to come out and look at it, but shouldn't be fine. So I'll just do administrative cost only, make that recommendation.
okay. Oh, wait. Did you second his?
I second it.
So we need to vote on that one.
You second the administrative costs only?
No, the first.
Everything wiped out. Administrative costs and the fine.
Okay, do you second the amendment to doing administrative costs only? Because he's amending his motion now.
No.
No. Okay, so we will need a new second for, actually, we have a motion that was seconded.
So we gotta
You're
vote
trying to
on that
withdraw it.
first.
We're having a parliamentary crisis
Here we
here.
go. That's why you're here. So should we just vote on that and then see if it?
Well, I think it would be proper to vote on the motion that was seconded. I mean, I guess you're trying to withdraw it, though.
But I'm not willing to withdraw.
Okay, we're gonna vote on.
Madam Chair?
Right. Okay.
Say no.
No, you said clean it up.
So what are we voting on now?
We will
What
vote
you said first.
on your,
We make a motion by Mr. Hitchcock, second by Mr. Duke to wipe out the whole fine.
Gotcha.
Do we have a vote?
No,
no.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that motion dies.
Fails, yeah.
Now I make the motion administrative cost only.
Okay.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Wainwright. Do we have a vote?
yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Okay. It has been voted and approved to accept the administrative costs only.
Mm-hmm.
$233.91 to be paid by May 24th, 2023.
Yes.
123, okay, we voted on it already, so that's the amount. Administrative costs are only $233.91 to be paid by May 24th of 2023, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a nice day.
Or the rest.
That was confusing there a minute.
A lot of confusing stuff. today.
On page 16, the middle of the page, last 40104, 635 West Crawford Street, Phyllis Adams, Code Enforcement Officer Angela Kaiser.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer of the City of Lakeland. Case number LCE 22-00104, address 635 West Crawford Street, owners Phyllis Y. Adams. Violations of Ordinance 3371, Section 9.021 for regulations for open, unsecured, and unoccupied buildings. Date of the violations, January 13th, 2022, with the April 26, 2022 order that the respondent should be fined $50 per day effective April 11th, 2022 until compliance is met. Totals, let's see, the affidavit of compliance was effective May 5th, 2022 for 23 days of non-compliance, totaling $1,150 after 8 inspections. At this time, the city would recommend to reduce that to 10%, which is $115, add the administrative cost of the case of $233.91 for a total of $348.91 paid by May 24th, 2023, or it would revert back to the original amount.
Okay, state your name for the hearing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Phyllis Adams.
Okay, you have heard the officer. What do you have to say?
Well, I'm not really just working on the windows anymore. I'm going to rehab the entire property, so that is actually already started. It was not my intent that it would go over the date. Excuse me. It was not my intention that it would go over the date. We did apply for a permit to not just, again, get the windows done, but to just start rehabbing the whole property, so it'll make the community better as well. The permit was not issued until May the 4th, I believe. Mrs. Kaiser and I have been in communication about the property. I'm not sure why I got fined, because we've been back and forth, and she was quite aware. She had full access to me. I live in Atlanta, and I came down for this case, but I've never not had any intentions of not complying with what needed to be done. So that's pretty much what I would like.
And you are the owner of the property?
Yes, it was my grandmother's property, so I inherited it, and so.
So there are permits currently open on the property for rehab, I guess?
Yes, and I apologize. I walked right out of the house with them, but I do have copies on my phone.
So we can look it up.
Yeah, the permit has been issued and the work has begun, actually.
You said the permit was issued May 4th?
I believe that's accurate, because that's the day that we closed the case, and that's what we were waiting on.
Yeah, so it was
Because
May
as soon
4th.
as the permits got issued, they could start the work. So then therefore, the building doesn't have to be boarded any longer because it's under construction. So,
All right, the total due here is $348.91. Do you have a problem with that? And you have a year to pay that?
Okay,
Okay,
I'll pay.
thank you, board.
I move staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Hitchcock,
Second,
second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
yes.
No.
You had something to say?
Well, no, so I'll give justification. So I think that there's progress being made. She missed the deadline by 23 days. That could have been a filing error. It could have just been that it took a little bit longer than usual. So I'm inclined to have her invest the money that she would pay in fines toward the project that's being rehabbed.
Thank you,
on the
Lord.
property
I love that, 'cause it's a huge project. It's a total rehab. It's a lot. But, it's what I want to do. And we put it in on the 4th. My due date was the 11th the
Right,
4th of
yeah.
April. My due date was the 11th. Now, once it goes in, I'm not sure how the city works or how soon it takes for
Well,
a permit to be issued.
Permits are pulled, there won't be violations as long as there's progress being made. So as far as we're concerned, we should be okay until it's done.
Okay, we're voting.
Oh, yeah. Ms. Kaiser, did you want to offer?
Can I make a statement? What I can say is that the city did work with her all along the way on this project. She was absolutely in communication with me the entire time. But what I can say is she also signed a summary disposition, and even, this is an unsecured building, which is what the city considers, the worst of the worst types of offenses because of the health and safety risks involved in this type of,
Certainly.
property, where kids can get in, set fires, prostitutes, drug dealers, things like that. And fortunately, nothing like that did happen, but we did have her sign a summary disposition. I believe we actually gave her 30 days from the March hearing to get the permit and get everything brought into compliance, either to bring it into compliance or to get the permit. And instead of asking to impose on the summary $150 a day fine, we asked for a $50 per day fine. These are all different exceptions that were made on this case because we thought it was going to be done in a quicker time frame.
Sure.
And so that's why the city would ask that you stick to the 10% plus administrative cost.
So I will apologize. If I had seen summary disposition, I would have voted differently, I think. So maybe I should have just known that from looking at so thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
Is it possible to get a reduction on this? I mean, the 4th was, like I said, we put in the paperwork, the 11th was the original date. March 11th was the date that I signed is it deposition?
Summary disposition, yes, ma'am.
Summary disposition to have it done. 30 day, I don't know how this, I don't know how the planning committee or planning examiner works. But I did go to work right away. I did stay in touch with Mrs. Kaiser, and the permit was submitted on the 4th of April. And
that is what she just explained.
Yeah, just hoping that it could get done, but I don't know their process, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overstep speaking in front of you.
Yeah.
She explained it.
Mm-hmm.
When you submit a permit application, the city has 30 days to respond. They don't even have to respond to your application, and that's the time frame that they have. So if they respond sooner than that, then they've beat their deadline, and typically what happens is you're probably missing something, or maybe there's some comments or some things that need to be corrected. So they'll respond immediately and tell you those things that need to be corrected or fixed, and then it's on you to then provide those corrections before they can issue the permit. So, that process can take less than 30 days, or it can take months, depending on how quickly you get back to them and the comments that they make.
And as those plans were being done, we did get back with the contractor that I did hire. We did do our best to do that. I don't. Once he submits and he shares with me that he submitted, it's just a waiting game. So how does that work with the city? Like you say, you have 30 days or 60. You're just kind of at the mercy of the city at that point.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because I didn't do what I needed to do.
So unfortunately, we're holding you to the terms that you agreed with the city staff for the summary disposition.
Okay, now.
So she voted yes, I voted no.
You still stand with no?
I already voted, so.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation of $348.91 to be paid by May 24th, 2023. Okay?
Okay.
So you have a year to pay that $348.91, and it had already been reduced.
Thank you.
Thank you, and
Good
have
luck
a
with the
nice day.
We'll have a great day. Thank you.
Our last case is on page 23. Case number, last four numbers, 5167, Joseph Lohr. And Code Enforcement Officer is Ms. Marshall.
Sonny Marshall, Code Enforcement Manager for the City of Lakeland. This is for case LOT 21-05167. The owner is Joseph Frederick Lohr. The violation is a lot clearing abatement special assessment case. This case was added to the agenda after receiving an application for reconsideration from Mr. Lohr disputing the special assessments applied to his property. The date of violation was September 22nd, 2021, and the compliance deadline was September 30th, 2021. The case was open for 27 days before the city contractor mowed and abated the property and was closed on October 27th, 2021. The original total for abatement was $437. On November 16, 2021, Mr. Brian Ruiz met with Mr. Lohr regarding the above case, and the lot clearing charges were discussed. The 200 nuisance abatement fee was calculated based on prior cuttings for which Mr. Brian Ruiz, provided prior relief and administratively credited $200, bringing the remaining total to $237. As a standard practice, disputes for special assessments are heard during the City Commission equalization hearing. Mr. Lohr attended that hearing, and the City Commission did not vote to remove the charges. At this time, the city recommends to deny the reconsideration.
Okay, state your name for the hearing, sir.
Fred Lohr, L-O-H-R.
Okay, you have heard the officer.
I don't know that I understood what the lady was saying there, but according to Brian Ruiz, the amount owing on the property was right at present time is $237. Is that correct?
No, at the time, the balance was $437. Mr. Ruiz credited $200, leaving the remaining balance at $237.
That's right. The
Yes.
present balance is $237.
Yes, sir.
Now, I've got some statements to make in regard to that. I've owned that property for many, many years. And the property owner on the east side and I had an agreement with many, many years that she would pay 1/2 of the property of the mowing and I would pay the other half, which worked very fine. Let's go back to the end of July of this year. At that point, I was going out of town I was around the 30th of July. I was going out of town for 2 weeks. I went out to the property, and of course, I recognized that it needed mowing. And I had no violation at that time. So around the 29th or 28th of July, I mowed the west half of that section myself, assuming that the property owner on the east side would mow her half. Well, I was out of town 2 weeks, coming back somewhere around the middle part of August, and at that time I recognized that she had not mowed her half. So I proceeded to go and talk with her, and she said that her son, who normally did the mowing, had been sick and that she would take care of it. So I assumed that was fine. She was going to take care of it. So it went around. At that time, I had not received any official notification from the city as far as their part was concerned. So I was to go out of town. I was to go out of town again the last week of September and the first week of October. At that time, she still had not mowed her half, and I still had not received any violation from the city. Well, when I got back in October, I recognized she had not mowed her half. So I went to a lawn services company, J. Wary Lawn Service, 215 West Park Street, phone number 863-205-2370, which is just down the alley from that property. I'll read the letter that he has written.
Sir, this here only has to do with your property, not the neighbor's property?
It's still his property though. I
It's
mean,
all-
but I'm saying,
Let me explain, man. He mowed the property.
For you?
Okay, here, I'm going to read his letter. Dear whom it may concern, on October 22nd, 2021, I mowed the property at 120 West Patterson Street. The west part was already mowed, which I had mowed, and I mowed the east side. No one else did any work but January Leary from October 22nd to December 15th, and he's maintained the property since then. Okay, now I want to read a letter that I received from the city. Okay? This letter was written by another, this letter was written on date 10/19/21. Contractor Charlie Daiches, if that's pronounced correctly, Lawn Service. He said that he mowed the property on October 23rd, 2021. According to my contractor, who mowed the lawn the day before, that letter and the picture you have in front of me saying that this was the condition on the property was October 23rd, 2000, is a fraud. When I went to school, it was spelled F-R-A-U-D. So I don't know how that, if the property was mowed by me the day before, and he submitted a letter to the city the next day that he mowed the property, something's severely wrong there. I have a check that I wrote to the contractor that I paid the money for him mowing the property on October the 22nd, the day before this contractor submitted his property to the city. Maybe he's done that to other properties, I don't know.
so with the picture that we see in front of us with tall grass, I don't know how it could be fraudulent.
Who was that taken by, the picture?
This
That's
is
not
The
city.
city contractor.
No, Mr.
The city contractor took that before picture, and then right after it, Crystal showed the after. That was done on October 23rd by the city's contractor.
Not sure how you fake that picture, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not sure how you fake the picture that you see in front of you. I'm not sure how you.
Saying that this sign that he that he has showed the city there on October the 23rd is not correct. Mainly the high grass.
But it's there.
And it was mowed prior, it was mowed the day before by my contractor.
How do you know?
So your argument is that, I'm just trying to understand. I don't understand how there could be tall grass there by the city contractor and then cut grass. I don't see how he could fake a tall grass picture, I guess is what does that make sense? I don't know how it could be fraudulent like you're claiming. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not sure I'm understanding you correctly, sir.
I think, yeah. So there's tall grass in the first picture that the city contractor took a picture of, this picture in front of you now. And then there's cut grass after. I'm not sure how if your contractor cut before this date, there would be tall grass because it would be cut already.
As I said before, sir, I had already mowed the property on the west side.
Do you have a picture of when you cut it?
But here's the deal. An agreement that you enter into with the neighbor lady that you talked to, just because it's still all your property, correct? The whole lot is your property?
The whole lot is my property.
You've come into an agreement with her that says she should maintain half of it. But it's still your property, correct? So her not mowing your property is still your property in violation. Is that fair? So if there's a west side or an east side,
it's still my property, sir.
Yeah.
And I had already mowed
your side.
the west side.
So the east side is still in violation, which puts the entire property still in violation. So I understand that your agreement with the lady fell through and that now you have a lawn care company to help keep that cut now. So that's great moving forward. But for the amount of time that it was not in compliance, so your west side was mowed, but your east side was not. For that amount of time, there still is a fine assessed that it appears, based on the pictures that we have here in front of us, that the city contractor was the one who mowed the lawn.
Again, I'm going to say, sir, that these pictures are not correct.
I don't know how it, you said your guy mowed on October 22nd?
It's very easy to substitute days and the day that he put the sign out there on the property, when in fact he did not mow the property on the 23rd of October as he specified, because it had been mowed the day before.
But there's
why would he put? How would that sign be up there if it had already been mowed?
There's tall grass. That's all I'm saying. Am I missing something?
So do you believe the city contractor took the picture on the 21st,
and didn't
walked away, and then came back on the
That's what we're trying to
22nd and
figure
took a
out.
That's
picture?
right. In other words, that sign was not placed on the property on the 23rd because it was mowed the day before, on the 22nd, by my contractor.
It'd still be in violation right here.
But where does he get the picture of the tall grass on the property?
The 22nd.
Yeah.
Sir, I didn't hear the statement.
I'm not sure where he gets tall grass on the property.
The tall grass was on the east side.
That's still your property in violation, is what I'm saying.
That's the property that he mowed on the 23rd.
He's saying they went on the
east side
21st,
property.
placed that sign there. Were you there on the 22nd?
Did you verify?
Were you there on the 22nd?
I don't know that I was there, but
So
I
how do you know that you're-
statement here that he mowed that.
And we have-
I know that I had contacted him to mow it.
But you don't have any-
And I know, and I can show you where I paid him.
But you don't have firsthand knowledge that he did it on the 22nd.
You have to speak up.
You don't have personal knowledge that he did it on the 22nd.
He verified that he mowed it on the 22nd.
But you don't know that yourself.
I wasn't there when he mowed it.
Yes, sir. So you have evidence from your contractor, and we have evidence from the city contractor with pictures and dates. And so we're either at an impasse or, you know.
He said she's, no, I'm moving.
So since you don't have any photos showing anything, and they do, so we have to go by what we see here, and your fine.
So the fine in question is, what's the total amount now that we're?
$237.
$237.
And just to clarify, that's not a fine, that's
Or a special assessment.
special assessment.
Right.
The city has paid that contractor.
Yeah, it's already
The contractor that provided these pictures has been paid
It's a
by
hard
the
cost.
city.
Yeah.
If the board would like to listen, I can have this contractor that mows for me now, I can have him, submit another statement or appear here in person if you wanted to do that.
I don't,
And say that he mowed the property on the 22nd, on the 22nd of October.
I don't think,
Now, you know, he's under perjury if he didn't do that.
yeah, I don't think that's necessary for what we have, for the evidence that we have in front of us and the case that we've heard today. I don't see it necessary to pursue any other.
Okay, board.
So I'll make a motion to accept the staff's recommendation.
Second,
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Varian. Do we have a vote?
yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation of the assessment, special assessment of $237 to be paid.
I don't quite follow your understanding on here. If I have an official statement that my contractor had mowed this property the day before, and he submitted signs to you the next day and showed it had not been mowed.
Mr. Lord, we have the same type of evidence sitting on the screen in front of us, which would be just as satisfactory as if you had it. So that's all you're saying. You have a written statement, we have pictures.
And a written statement.
And a written
I'm
statement.
saying there's fraud involved here, so.
I don't think that you're wrong about that, but I don't think that it's on the side of the
That's
city.
just,
Evidence that we have shows.
you don't know that. So we voted, so we're good.
And we've already voted.
Yeah, we voted.
Yeah, we going by the evidence that was presented before us, which was satisfactory to us. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Well, I'm gonna proceed to go to my attorney then, because this is not the last of this case.
Okay, sir. Have a nice day.
So, I mean, so when are you're saying that I still owe the $237?
Yes, sir.
And when is that to be paid?
I'm sure that you will get a letter.
It doesn't have a pay by.
It doesn't have a, okay.
It didn't have a pay-by date, so they will be getting something to you in the mail from this hearing.
You would need
today.
to contact customer billing, because my letter's just gonna say denying reconsideration.
Okay.
Right.
So contact customer billing.
When special assessments go unpaid, they end up going on the tax
Tax deed,
rolls.
yeah.
So it'll go on his tax bill if he doesn't pay it to the city.
Oh, okay.
And that will cause a lien on his property?
Well, I mean,
Well, it's collected in the same manner as taxes are, so eventually if the taxes aren't paid and the assessments aren't paid, then the tax collector can initiate tax deed sale or issue a tax certificate or something like that.
Incidentally, I'd like to make one more statement. I made this information available to the city attorneys here in Lakeland also, the assistant city attorney, way back there when it was done. So you had time to look into the property back then. When I confronted the assistant city attorney about it, after I found out exactly what happened. So evidently there's some time that the city attorney could have verified this.
if they, well, I can't speak for them.
I've had several meetings with Mr. Lohr. I reviewed everything that the board saw today. I told him that in the situation where there's a dispute of fact, that's exactly what the board is here to do, is to adjudicate those disputes in fact. I reviewed the check. The date on the check was actually later than the date that was for the city's abatement, and saw the pictures just the same that the board sees here, which as Mr. Wainwright has pointed out, there's a picture, you can see the house in the background, there's tall grass, the date's written on the dry erase board, and then in the after picture, you can see the exact same house in the background, and the grass is cut short. And then his letter is a letter that was provided to me later, the second time that we met, after we discussed the issues, and it's a letter. I mean, I'm not saying that it's completely without merit, but It's not a sworn statement, affidavit. It's a letter, and those are weighing the evidence. That if I want to say, well, do I want to take the word of a person in a letter, or do I want to take the pictures that I can look at and see and compare? Then that's weighing the evidence, and that's exactly what the board is here to do. And that's what I told Mr. Lohr, that I was not going to weigh the evidence myself, that if he wanted someone to make that decision, that he needed to come before the board, and the board could weigh that evidence, and that's what has just occurred.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lohr.
So what is the circumstance right at present time?
We denied the reconsideration.
The $237 is due to the city. If you don't pay it, it'll go on your tax bill for this property, and you'll pay to the tax collector.
It'll be due with your taxes.
Sorry?
If it's due immediately to the city. If you don't pay it, then it'll end up getting put onto the tax bill. And then if you don't pay it, that's up to the tax collector on how they decide to collect it.
What I'm asking you, sir, is when is the latest date that I can pay it to the city?
I don't know the answer to that. They do. The city commission adopts a resolution in October, and it'll get put on the tax rolls next year. But the city considers the bill due already. It's typically when the city cuts someone's grass and hires a contractor to do it, we give people 30 days to pay that, and this has been long past 30 days. So the city considers the bill due.
I waited to see a city until today, until I could get a confirmation from the board here about.
There's not going to be any interest or added fee to it. The bill is what it is. The city paid the contractor, and that's what the bill is. So, I mean,
you can contact customer billing to settle the account if you'd like to.
So without any further action from the city, when does it need to be paid, sir?
As soon as you can pay it. You could
He needs to contact customer.
contact customer billing, and they will give you, customer billing will give you all the information that you need in order to pay the bill.
Do you understand
When is
that?
the date that I can pay the bill without there being any further notice or any further action on your part as from the city? When is the date? Is the day the last day?
Do you know where the customer billing department is?
I know where it is, sir.
Okay, well, I would just suggest you go down there and talk to them. The city's not going to take any, in October, the city commission will take up all the special assessments that have not been paid, and they'll refer them to the tax collector, if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure what you're asking exactly. But if it's not paid, it's going to go on your tax bill. I don't have specific dates for that.
There's no way, sir, I'm gonna let it go on my tax bill. That's not what I'm asking.
Okay. So then I would.
Then go pay it.
Yeah, contact customer billing.
Just going down and pay it.
You
Go
can
down
go.
there now and take care of it if you'd like to, sir, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, this is not the last statement because I have an official notice that it's been paid prior to what you show here.
Okay,
So
thank you.
I can't understand how you can make that kind of decision.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, who's up first?
What's on second?
First 2, 3.
Tammy said short agenda, that's what we get. Tammy said it'll be a short agenda.
Joey Brownlow, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of Lakeland. Oh, page number 2, sorry about that. Page number 2, it's going to be the top 2. The first one's going to be case number 1090010028245 at 1407 Josephine Street. The owner is going to be Robert J. Williams. Violation for unsecured building. Date of violation is 2/3/2010, and the order was put in on 9/28/19. They're going to do a summary disposition. The city recommends the fine be reduced to 10% of the original, which is $1,359.65, plus admin cost of $485.65, for a total of $1,845.30, to be paid by 4/24/2023, or revert back to the original amount.
So it is 30, not 20, right? It says 20 in our agenda.
520,
It's
I'm sorry,
actually, it's
524.
supposed to be 30.
Yeah.
But he signed the summary for 20, so we're gonna do it as 20.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second,
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Varian.
yes.
And the next one's gonna be right underneath it, case
Oh,
number.
we gotta vote, sir.
We gotta vote.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Next.
It's gonna be right underneath it. Joey Brownlow, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of Lakeland. Case number 1090010128461, 1407 Josephine Street. Owner Robert J. Williams. Violation house repair. Data violation 12/6/2010. The order was on 9/24/2019. It's going to be a summary disposition. The city recommends the fine be reduced to 10% of the original, which is $550, plus admin cost of $289.81, for a total of $839.81, to be paid by 5/24/2023, or revert back to original amount.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second,
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Varian. Do we have a vote?
yes.
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 The next one's going to be on page 3.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
All right, the next one's going to be on page 3,
Okay,
the third one down.
okay.
Joey Brownlow, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of Lakeland. LCE 21-00726, 309 Ariana Street. Owner Jamie Guara. Violation Ordinance 5425, Section 4.4.1, fence condition. Data violation 2/5/2021. Order was on 1/25/2022. The city's going to recommend the summary disposition. The city's going to recommend that the fine on this one be reduced to admin fees only of $266.55, to be paid by 5/24/2023, or revert back to original.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, page 9.
Okay.
This one's for Lincoln Avenue.
Okay.
Daniel Povey, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number PER 20-05713, address is 827 North Lincoln Avenue. Owners are CNT of Polk Incorporated. Violation is Florida Building Code Section 105.1, permit required. At this time, we would like to continue this case to the next code board on 6/28/2022. The owners of the house are actively getting a new contractor and new plans written up to reflect the work that was done.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second,
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Varian. Do we have a vote?
yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Next one is at the bottom of page 16.
Okay.
Daniel Povey, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number PER 20-04062. Address is 1209 Evergreen Drive. The owner is as listed in the agenda. Violation is for Florida Building Code, Section 105.1, permits required. Date of the violation is 08/26/2022. The owner of the property has taken summary disposition for 5% of the original fine at $661.50. Admin cost at $446.07 for a total of $1,107.57 to be paid by 05/24/2023 or revert back to the original amount.
I don't care about the percentage, but the amount's correct.
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
You started making me second guess myself.
You said 5%. I just want to make sure.
Thank you. Next.
Okay.
First one's gonna be on page 3. Case number's LC 213734.
Okay.
Alex Gomez, City of Lakeland Code Enforcement. Case number's LCE 21-03734. The address is 920 West 2nd Street. The owner's Alternative Customs Crafting LLC. Violations for Ordinance 4131, Section 1A. Exterior maintenance, date of violation of 7/27/2021. The order on 4/26/2022. The case shall be dismissed upon payment of $1,680. This was a summary disposition. The city recommends that the fines be reduced to 10%, which is $168, plus administrative costs of $243.24, for a total of $411.24, to be paid by May 24, 2023, or revert back to the original amount.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
The next one's going to be on page 12, the second one down.
Okay.
Alex Gomez, City of Lakeland Code Enforcement, case numbers LCE 21-04404, address is 702 West 6th Street. The owners are Clarence Hawkins. The violations ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 305.1, is listed below. Date of violations was 8/26/2021. Order, the respondent shall pay $30 per day effective May 11th, 2022. Until coming to compliance, fines totals were $1,800 for 6 days of non-compliance. Affidavit of compliance was signed on 5/10/2022. This is also a summary disposition. The city recommends that the fines be reduced to 10%, which is $180, plus administrative costs of $289.90, for a total of $469.90, to be paid by 5/24/2023, or revert back to the original amount.
I'll make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Hey. Alex. You have one on page 11. Are you gonna do that, or you just?
Oh, I got it, sorry. I put summary disposition on it. Page 11, the top of page 11,
No, one in the,
1020.
1190,
What's that?
912 Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did miss that one. It's the 912 Augusta. Case numbers, or Alex Gomez, City of Lakeland Code Enforcement, case numbers LCE 20-00190. The address is 912 Augusta. The owner is a Francis Barnes, or the estate of E.V. Barnes. Violation was the Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 305.2. City recommends that the fines be dismissed.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation. Is there another one?
No, you're good.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Top of page 3.
Okay.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 19-02875, address 1133 West 13th Street, owners Jeanette D. Sconiers. The violation is for Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, Section 307.4 for care premises overgrowth, open storage, and junk, with the date of the violation being April 29th, 2019. The owner did sign a summary disposition agreeing to the reduction or the due to the, okay, this case was originally reduced to $854.31. There were no payments made, and so the city adds a 10% non-payment penalty of $85.43. So that totals $939.74. The owner signed a summary agreeing to that to be paid by May 24th, 2023, or it would revert.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Top of page 4.
Okay.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 21-01129, address 406 Pasadena Circle South, owners Gwendolyn Ann Tensley. The city would ask to continue this case to the August 23rd, 2022 Code Enforcement Board hearing, as they are in the last phase for rehab with our housing department.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Bottom of page 11.
Okay.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 20-02852, address 1133 West 13th Street. Owners Jeanette D. Sconiers. The violations were for care premise overgrowth, open storage, and junk. The owner again signed summary disposition to reduce the fines, which total $17,850, down to 10%, which is $1,785, plus the administrative cost of $592.95, for a total of $2,377.95, to be paid by May 24th, 2023, or would revert back to the original amount.
A motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
Top of page 12.
Okay.
Angela Kaiser, Code Enforcement Officer of the City of Lakeland, case number LCE 21-01421, address 1127 West 10th Street. Owners are listed as Bruce Jordan Black, Debbie A. Black, Estate, and Michael Terry Black. The violations were housing violations, and the fines on this case totaled $10,600 for 212 days of non-compliance. The owners did sign a summary agreeing to the reduction to 10%, which is $1,060, plus the administrative cost of $362.21, for a total of $1,422.21, to be paid by May 24th, 2023, or would revert back to the original amount.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff's recommendation.
No?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Next.
All right.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Bottom of page 2.
Man, I thought we were out of here.
Daniel Sheets, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Lakeland, case number LCE 18-03477 at 1704 Park Drive. Owner is Patricia Muehlberger. Violation is for Ordinance 3947, Chapter 3, for roofs, portions, and additions. Date of violation was May 17th of 2018. A summary disposition was signed. The to reduce the fine to $1,232.71. Payments have been made on this summary, so we're asking, or the city is asking for an extension of the payment date for 1 year to May 24th of 2023.
A motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright, second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been voted and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Thank you, sir. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Reconsiderations for the motion so ordered for the cases on pages 2 through 3 in which the respondents did not appear is to deny reconsideration.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved. For cases continued, the motion so ordered for the cases on pages 5 through 9 in which the respondents did not appear and are not in compliance is that fines be imposed as stated in the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Mr. Duke. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved to accept the staff recommendation. To dismiss with a fine, the motion so ordered for the cases on pages 10 through 16 in which the respondents did not appear is to dismiss with fines as listed in the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 It has been motioned and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Dismissed with no fine, the motion so ordered for the cases on pages 17 through 22 that are now in compliance is to dismiss with no fine.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wainwright,
Second.
second by Ms. Berrien. Do we have a vote?
Yes.
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 Yeah. It has been motioned and approved to accept the staff recommendation. Reconsiderations. The motion so
You'll have
ordered.
to read that one because we heard that case.
Okay. And that is it. Case, motion is closed. Hearing is closed.